I'm Eric Parker. This morning on CT23, Connecticut's trash troubles and the efforts to handle them. We'll hear about the state's plan when the commissioner of the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection joins us. Also this morning, tax season is underway. Commissioner of Revenue Services Mark Boughton will join us with what you need to know when filing your state income taxes this year. Plus, a preview of a bigger and better Travelers Championship. The two key people behind the golf tournament, Nathan Grube and Andy Bissett, are here in Studio A. It's all ahead this first Sunday of March. CT23 starts right now.
From Channel 3, CT23 with Eric Parker.
This morning, we are tackling the question of what to do with our state's trash. Right now, it's being shipped out of state at a significant cost. This morning, Commissioner Katie Dykes of the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection joins us to talk about the state's proposal to fix the problem. Commissioner, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Our friend and colleague Dan Haar from CT Insider has been writing about this issue a lot, as you may know, and he's been calling it a crisis in the trash arena, the trash world. Do you agree with him? Is this a crisis?
It is a crisis. It's a slow-moving crisis, and if we take some urgent action today, if we see the legislature move forward a proposal from Governor Lamont, we could finally get on track to be able to solve this crisis, but it'll take a couple of years and everybody working together.
And I think probably one of the issues you come up against, and anyone who deals with this comes up against, is like most people, you throw your trash in the garbage can, you don't ever think about it again, and you don't really think about that end result. I was looking at some of the numbers, 2.2 million tons of trash and 40% of it going out of state. Only New Jersey shipping more away. How did we get to this point?
Well, it's so true what you say, that people, you don't think about it. You put your trash out in the bin, once a week, and it seems to magically disappear. You take, do your part, do your recycling. And so most folks may not be aware that we are in this really challenging moment. But I hear it every day from municipal leaders and certainly from everyone who's paying property taxes in the state. We have seen the cost of disposing of garbage double over the last 10 years. And there's a lot of factors contributing to that. But one of the big ones is that there's a major trash incinerator in Hartford that closed down last June. And it used to be able to handle a significant amount, about 800,000 tons of municipal solid waste each year. And with that plant, it was very old. It was breaking down. It required a lot of investment to keep going. When it closed down, it meant now we've run out of a lot of the traditional options of where to send our waste. And the options we have remaining are shipping it out of state to Pennsylvania and even farther west. I don't think that's a good path for Connecticut. And we're really hoping to regain self-sufficiency in how we can manage our waste. That can deliver real savings for municipalities, which means not having our municipal leaders have to make tough choices between paying more for garbage disposal versus investing more in our schools and other programs that benefit our citizens.
So tell us, what do you want to do? What's the plan? How are we going to fix this problem?
Well, the good news is that we have a lot of options right here in state to better manage our waste. About 22% of what we're paying to landfill or send to incinerators is actually food scraps. Those leftovers and extra food scraps from our restaurants, cafeterias, and from our kitchen table can be recycled. Here in our state, we have facilities that can turn those food scraps into renewable energy or even into an animal feed supplement. A new business has just opened in Berlin, Connecticut. The trick is being able to provide our businesses and our residents with affordable and convenient ways to get that material, collected each week, just like your recycling, just like your garbage, and transported to those locations close to home where those food scraps can be processed into some, and have contribute to a more sustainable future. So that's one of the options. We need to invest and support those collection programs for every community across the state. That's one of the things that we're trying to accomplish with the governor's bill.
How about a pay-as-you-go program? Is that something that's on the table?
Well, actually, we don't have a pay-as-you-go program in this bill, but we do have a program called Extended Producer Responsibility for Packaging. A significant and growing share of our waste stream is paperboard, cardboard, packaging, plastic. Every holiday season, you think about all those Amazon boxes that are piling up. Well, the cost of managing all those recyclable materials is today borne by taxpayers, by municipalities, and our residents who have to sort it out and try to figure out how to effectively recycle it. One of the emerging best practices we've seen around the country is a program that will shift the responsibility for managing that packaging material away from municipalities and taxpayers and onto the manufacturers of the packaging itself. It's a simple concept, but it really gives manufacturers more of an incentive to design their packaging in a way that makes it easier to recycle, and they can internalize the costs. We know that this can divert about 22% of what we're sending for, to landfills and waste energy facilities this year. We can reduce that amount with this program and save municipalities and taxpayers $50 million per year. So I think it's a program that deserves a close look, and it's also in the governor's bill.
And so that may be one part of the answer. Certainly recycling is part of it. Mark Pasniokis in the Connecticut Mirror just last month writing about an investigator from Mira, from that closed trash plant that you were talking about in Hartford, seeing a truck pick up all the trash and then pick up all the recyclables in one truck. Recyclables have gotten a lot more expensive, and we know that to save costs, some places are doing that. Good-meaning citizens are throwing stuff in different barrels, and it's all getting mixed together. Is recycling a part of the governor's plan?
It's a huge part of the governor's plan, and that extended producer responsibility program for packaging, it could be one of the most game-changing recycling programs the state has ever seen. It will increase the amount of recycling that will occur because it'll put manufacturers in charge of ensuring that their products are making it from the factory to consumers and back to being repurposed into new materials. It's also will incent, making recycling easier. I mean, think about it. When you buy a box of spaghetti at the supermarket today, right? It's got that little plastic window in there so you can see the actual pasta. Well, the mixture of that plastic and paperboard makes that box really difficult to recycle. And we hear from a lot of consumers a lot of confusion about what goes in the blue bin, what goes out. The packaging EPR program would actually incent manufacturers to think carefully before they design mixed paper and plastic products so that they can make it easier to recycle, lower cost to recycle, and ultimately keep more material out of landfills and out of our incinerators. And that's the goal of the program.
30 seconds left. A lot of people are worried about the costs of all this. Should they be? Just in 30 seconds, that's all I have left.
Well, no, this bill, if it gets to the governor's desk with all of these components in it, we think that it would actually save municipalities money. And certainly it will help move us forward in terms of a more sustainable waste future and provide for more predictability in the cost of managing our waste.
Well, and certainly it is a big topic and one that affects every single household, every single business in the state of Connecticut. Commissioner, we appreciate you being with us here talking about it. Hopefully we'll have you back as this moves through the General Assembly to give us some updates. Thanks for being with us here on CT23.
Thank you so much.
Coming up.